The White House today outlining new rules for presidential news conference. The White House has dropped its effort to remove the hard pass of CNN reporter Jim Acosta. The rules include limiting journalists to one question each, follow-ups at the discretion of the president, and the letter warned, should you refuse to follow these rules in the future, we will take action. Well, joining me now to take up all of this, the fight over the acting attorney general and more, Harmeet Dhillon, attorney, RNC committee woman for the great state of California. Great to have you with us. Gregg Jarrett, Fox legal analyst, author of the New York Times bestseller, The Russia Hoax, and always good to have you with us. Harmeet, let me begin with you. These rules tonight, and if we could, let's put those up full screen just for a second. These look pretty simple, straightforward. Does this meet the test of due process that Judge Kelly asserted?
Well, it's step one in the due process. First, you have to have the rules announced in advance, and then you have to have a warning and notice an opportunity to be heard and respond. So I do think it satisfies the due process, and now it remains to be seen whether Acosta is going to carry out his part, which is either behaving or being able to justify his actions. And if he toes the line as a result of this, then everybody will be better off, and we won't have anything to worry about. But if he doesn't or somebody else doesn't, then yes, the White House has the right to institute proceedings, give them an opportunity to respond, and then take a final action. Your
thoughts?
There have always been rules of decency and decorum that White House correspondents have always practiced. When I was there temporarily, I knew the rules. I abided by the rules. Then it comes along guys like Jim Acosta, and they think they have the right to be rude and abrasive and obnoxious and commandeer the news conference and argue with the president and prevent his colleagues from posing their questions.
You have to believe that they're a little upset, the White House press corps, that he has messed it up for them.
And if I were press secretary, what I would do is the next time Acosta pulls that, I would say that's the end of the news conference, not only today, but the rest of the week.
That's what the president said he will do.
And his colleagues, Acosta's colleagues, would have surrounded him and threatened to tar and feather him and kick him out. And that is the most effective way to get rid of that kind of conduct. Now,
let's be honest here. I want to ask you both this. Why isn't there a time where you have to just tell a district court judge to go to hell? Because I mean, the idea that you have to follow the dicta of a district court judge and create rules and can't run the White House in the way that it has been run since time immemorial. Harmeet?
Well, Lou, to be fair to the judge, if you read his ruling from the bench, it seems clear that he felt that he was constrained by a prior decision of the court,
that's
which
patent
said
nonsense. That was a 1977. Excuse me, Harmeet. That was an idiotic, in my opinion, ruling. This judge took a case in which you're dealing with a Nation reporter. It wasn't about anything but his politics. It had nothing to do with conduct. It had nothing to do with decorum and disrupting a presidential press conference. It wasn't on point at all, in my opinion. You guys are the lawyers,
right.
But
well,
I mean...
Your question was, should we tell the judge to go to hell? And the answer is that's generally not a good idea. And I do think that norms announced in advance, even though they're obvious, like, you shouldn't have to tell people to behave like adults. But now
you shouldn't have to tell a district court judge to get back in your bailiwick either. What do you think?
You're absolutely right. When you are there's no freedom to be obnoxious and rude. There's no freedom of the press to question the president. It's a privilege to be there at the White House, and there are rules and norms that have always been followed. And now you've got a judge who has decided to expand due process beyond any resemblance of its original intent. He's telling the President of the United States how to conduct business. I agree with you. I would tell the judge, go to hell. We're going to practice the way we want. Let the Supreme Court decide it if necessary.
Let me turn very quickly to the President, prepared to give his written answers to Robert Mueller. Let's take his comments to Chris Wallace yesterday, if we could, please.
The questions were asked and answered. It wasn't a big deal. They make it like I had meetings for many, many hours. I got the questions. I responded. We wrote them out. I read them once. I read them a second time. We made some changes. That's it. I think that should solve the problem. I hope it solves the problem. If it doesn't, you know, I'll be told, and we'll make a decision at that time. But probably this is the end.
There's the president. Harmeet, is this the end, in your best judgment?
Well, I think it should be the end from the president's side. I think this is handled correctly, and this is the extent of his involvement in this. Now, who knows what Mueller is going to do with this, and there may be a second round. This may attempt to go on forever, but I hope that this puts a rest to it, and this is the appropriate way to handle it, given how busy the president is.
All right. Greg?
With obstruction off the table, it should have taken 5 minutes to answer the questions. I don't know anything about collusion. I don't know anybody else in my campaign who knew or colluded with Russia. End of story. And you can dismiss allegations of the Trump Tower meeting. Did Trump know in advance? I did not. He said that repeatedly. Did you mislead anyone in your dictated statement? It was accurate to the best of my knowledge. So, I mean, those are the main questions. They should be easy to answer.
And after over 2 years of investigating this president and his administration, enough is enough is enough. It's actually far more than enough.
Right.
Harmeet Dhillon, Gregg Jarrett, thank you both for being with us tonight. Thank you.